Art and character designs provided by Demon Artie. Be sure to follow her over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. Want to be first to have access to early artwork, concept sketches, exclusive art that can't be seen anywhere else? Then support Demon Artie over on her Patreon. Link in description below. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 Podcast. I am your host, Crimson Sin. Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord. Link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Episode 10 of the Owl House, Escape the Palisman. And I've never felt... I can't say it's a good episode. There's some amazing moments. There's some really great foreshadowing of things to come. But the way they get there is in silly, stupid ways, and they don't have to do that. Is it necessary to have King act so stupid? The whole King aspect of this episode didn't even need to exist at all. It's just he can't be this childish. It's almost crazy to think that the idea he comes up with could be even how he thought it was going to work. It was so dangerous. But I'm kind of at a loss of words, because when I get to the good stuff, oh man, it's amazing. So much weird, odd. They bring up stuff about things being super difficult, but then Lewis is able to do it real easily. So it's like, what was the point? How was it hard? This is the best ever, almost great episode, if that's even a thing. But we open up and they're like at a park, and they're taking King to a park to play with little kids. There's other little demons in this world that just kind of just live and walk around and do stuff. Why isn't he playing with little demons? Why is he playing with other little kids? Is King a little kid? Is he not like an adult, like in his King, his demon body's just tiny? Or is he like 5 years old, like 5, 6, 7 years old? He doesn't necessarily, the way his maturity is of an infant, but the way he talks and the way that he's knowledgeable of things, you'd think he was at least, I don't know, maturity, like the mind level of like at least a late teenager. But here, he's literally like an infant. So he's trying to climb the slide, and he gets up there, and there's some other kid, and he's like, oh, he's like, I'm the king of all you. And of course, kids are stupid. So King is telling these kids to bow before him, and they do. And he's like, ha, this is amazing.
This is a throne worthy of a tyrant. Bow to me, you snotty underlings. Bow.
Okay.
Yes.
This other kid who has just boogers hanging out of his nose the whole time, which is super gross. Clean your kid's damn face. They push him down the slide, and he's like, oh, it's like a challenge. Okay, here's the thing. King has like claws and teeth. I don't want him to like end up hurting some of these kids, because he's like that close. But he runs to Ida, please go blow them up. They're being mean to me, like a stupid little kid. And she's like, I'm not gonna waste my magic on something so silly. She I like the fact that Albert, her staff, her Palisman, we know now, it like screws onto her staff, which I think is super cool. But like she unscrews it, and she's like, oh no, Albert has more important things to do than to kill little kids, and she kind of gives him like little belly scratches, and he's super cute.
I'm not using Albert to blow up a 5-year-old. He's got better things to do. Like this.
Oh, what a sweetie.
I like this question. Like, oh, we get to learn a little bit of something. Lucy's like, hey, where'd you get him? And she's like, get him, I made him, he's mine, and we have a special connection. And so it's kind of like, it's her Pokemon partner. No, so when she created this thing, it's like special to her. And I like how they kind of have this like loving relationship. They do care about each other. Super cool. I like that. It's really nice. King's like, no, you have to help me. And the little kid's like playing tag, but he's being a little rough. Like he totally pushes him down, that's not how you play tag. So King runs off after him, and a lot of people really like King. And I think a lot of that comes from, it's the voice of what's-his-face from frickin' Gravity Falls, Bill Cipher. Let that go. This is a different thing. He's starting, especially at this episode, I'm really not liking him at all because he's such an idiot. But oh look, he's going to do his really high-pitched squeal, which he's never done before, and he will never do again. I absolutely hate that. It happens more often in cartoons than in anything else. Let's bring up the thing that comes up once, and it happens in this episode, and it happens to be the thing that helps us, and it'll never, ever, ever happen again. Because there's been plenty of times where King was pissed off and angry, and he didn't squeal like this. So he literally does like a little baby, like high-pitched squeal.
Oh man, here we go. King's squeak of rage.
And of course, Ida loves it because it's funny. Luce notices that Albert has a little hole, like a socket, like almost like a keyhole on his foot. Yeah, what's that all about? Oh yeah, that's so he can only fit on my staff. So like every single one of these like enchanted creatures, enchanted beings have a special lock that only their creator can use. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And this is the stuff I'm talking about that's actually amazing. And it's a little kid show. This is a pretty dark concept. She's talking to Luce, and then everything goes black.
So he only fits under my staff. Every Palisman has one. Luz? Hello? Luz!
Ida, wake up!
So the curse is taking her over. She snaps out of it, and she's just like passed out on a bench where they were sitting. How long was she out? They don't say, but this whole thing is taking over her, and she's like, "Oh, we got to get home. You know, come on, King, it's over." But of course, like, "Oh, kids, I want 5 more minutes." Okay, he's being an idiot. We see that Ida's back at home, and she's all tired laying down. She's like, "Oh my goodness, we can take care of you." And this is actually written by the creator of the show wrote this episode. This is the mid-season finale. Like, I saw that on Twitter. I'm like, they didn't advertise it as such, but whatever. And she's like, "Oh, we can take care of you. Oh, King can dress up like a little doctor. He should have been a little nurse. It'd have been funny if he would have dressed up like a little nurse, but then it doesn't happen." And she's like, "No, just leave me alone. I know how this curse works. I just need a rest. Just don't worry about it." And actually, I'm thinking to myself that is this if you have a problem, this I don't say like a disease or a sickness, you need to have your family help you. They don't really push that message, but I kind of got that a little bit. Luce is like, "Hey, I can stay and help you, or I can go," because I guess she's like, "Don't you have to go run around with the Tweedledee and Tweedledum?" She's like, "Oh yeah, me." I like how she doesn't defend her friends. She just goes along with it. Gus and Willow are going to go to some game. So it's like the football game for the, I forgot what they call it, skis ball or something. I forget. It's something weird. We don't even get to see it, so we don't even know how the game is played. And she's like, "Yeah, we're going to go to the game because it's us versus some other school." And I love the fact that she has all this fake pride.
When are you into sports?
Since I found a little something called Hexide Pride. Ugh, to think that Glandis, whoever they are, would dare face us.
She's not even in the school yet. She's been enrolled, but she can't, until next semester. So she has all this fake spirit and all this fake pride that it doesn't mean anything. I like that commentary because people will attach themselves to like a local sports team and, "Oh, I'm on the team too." No, you're not. You're just some idiot who wears a t-shirt. Go ahead and go. You can I'll be fine. Me and King will be here, and you can go enjoy your little friends. I guess they're gonna take the bus there, and they're all dressed up, but it's very modern. Like, she has literally a baseball cap, like a straight up what you would buy in our world. And I wanted this world to be more separated. I said that in the last episode, where it just feels like, oh, they just have everything we have, but just a little more witchy, if that means anything. But they're like ready to go to this thing, and Gus is super proud, and "Oh, we got Hexide Pride," or whatever. He has these little blue flags, and he does these little dance like, "Oh, geez, you're such an idiot." Luce is like, "Oh, I don't have any Hexide colors. I'm not wearing blue and yellow," but she's actually wearing purple and white, which is the colors of the other team. And like, they're like, "Hey, get out of here." They're kind of not really, but she's like, "Oh no, I need to find Hexide colors." "Oh, go to Lost and Found. You can just pick some clothes out of there." She goes and finds some clothes, which is nice. And the bus left without them. And I'm like, "Oh, they couldn't wait like 5 seconds, but whatever." And like, "Oh, can we walk there? Oh, we'll miss the game." Or if I kind of like this. Like, Willow is like, "Oh, I would ask my parents, but they're working right now and they can't take us. If we could just fly there. If someone had a broom or a staff that we could fly there on." Lucy's like, "Hey, I know someone who has a staff that we can use, and we can ask her right now." So they all go back to the owl house, and they're going to ask Ida. King's been coming up with plans to go kill that kid or get back at that kid. And he opens the door, and freaking Ida is not completely turned into this owl beast monster thing. Like, she still has one eye left, so she's not complete beast mode. I'm thinking, like, why didn't she take her potion? But I'm assuming it's not working. Then King's like, "Oh my goodness, stop!" And then she stops. And I guess being not completely transformed, she's open to suggestion, and you can like tell her to do things, and she'll do it. So King has the bright idea to use this giant monster to go intimidate those children. This is such a bad idea, because she could kill them. Like, she has giant claws and teeth, and she's a monster. Just to rule over some little kids at a park? And who's to say that they're even still there? Who's to say that it's an insane plot device, and I absolutely hate it. And I kind of hate King now for doing this. But he's like, oh, that's good. I'll use you as my weapon, basically. Oh, I'll take one of these potions just in case things get out of hand. So he's on his way to go to the park, but as soon as he steps out, Luz is there, and she's like, oh, I need to ask Ida, is she up? And then you hear like making monster noises. And he's like, oh no, she's still sleeping. She's like, oh, I needed to ask her to take us to the game, as I promised, Willow and Gus. But maybe we can just borrow it, but I don't want to do it without asking. She's like, fine. And then King's like, oh yeah, it's fine. You can go ahead and take it. She took King's word. And she's like, oh, that's a good idea. And then takes off with her. This is such a bad idea. Everyone, King for lying, Luz for taking someone else's things, but by asking someone else. They learned some lessons at the end, but man, this thing sucks. This whole plot device is just awful. I'd rather have Luz have stolen it and just took it without like taking, I'm gonna take my dad's car and go for a joyride. I'd rather have that been the storyline than this whole subplot with King, because it doesn't go anywhere. We don't learn anything from it. He's gonna go on his way. He's like, oh, good, I got rid of Luz, and now I can enact my plan to go kill children or frighten them or whatever his plan was gonna be. Ida's eating a chair? That's not food. Do owls eat random things? Is that a thing that owls do? Or is this some type of other beast thing that is just gonna eat things that aren't food? So they got the staff ready. Come on, Albert, let's fly us to the to whatever the hell that school is. Luz, I'm disappointed. Oh, I'm so disappointed in this girl. Oh, come on, let's get there quick. And I know she's trying to be like fun, but she kind of like, how you slap a horse's butt, whatever, or give him the spurs.
Step on it, Albert!
Does that, and then it starts flying all erratic because she doesn't even know how to fly. They start crashing into everything and bouncing off of stuff, and then Albert gets a crack in his head because he hits the ground so hard. I'm like, oh my goodness, you really hurt him. Then Luz's like, oh, I'm so sorry. But you could tell that she's sorry for what she did, but she shouldn't have done it in the first place. Albert takes off, flies off in the woods because he feels threatened. Like, you're going to hurt me? I don't want to be around you if you're going to hurt me. Like a pet. You can't, oh, let me ride my dog around, and you end up like hurting their back. Like, why? This was such a bad idea. They start going through the woods, and they're looking for it. Oh, these woods can be dangerous, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They get into a cave. The jokes here are okay, but this is more of a serious situation, but like they're walking, he's like, oh, there's a bunch of crunchy leaves or something, or twigs. Those aren't twigs, they're bones. Not if I don't look down. I love the fact that Willow's willing to crack jokes in probably a very dangerous situation. We see the bat lady queen, her little babies, the ones that they raised, or they birthed them. It was super weird. It's like, oh, I know these little guys. We babysat them. And then she sees Albert. Oh, Albert, please come back, whatever. And Albert goes to the bat queen lady, and she's like, oh, she's such this big head thing. It just reminds you too much of like I want to be Miyazaki so bad that I'm gonna copy this big head Yubaba thing, but whatever. But she's not letting him take Albert back. I'm like, oh wow, what's going on here? She knows Ida, she knows Luz. Like, why wouldn't she let them have her back? Like, okay, what's going on here? We get to the B plot, and King shows up at that playground with Monster Ida, and there's no parents apparently here that to watch their kids. They just let them go to a park, with no supervision whatsoever. And these are like little kids. These aren't even like school age children. These are like little babies almost, toddlers. So he's going to scare the ever-living F out of these children with a giant monster. That little kid that Amity was reading to, oh no, a monster. I love his voice.
You all have two choices, grovel or...
A monster.
But so he goes and frightens the hell out of all these children to be king of this playground. I'm back on his throne, which was just a slide. So he sits up there, ha, I'm the best now. He just starts eating the slide because owls just eat random things, right? That makes a lot of sense. And then he's like, no, don't do that. We get back to the bat lady, the bat queen, and we learn that she's like, no, I'm not letting you have back Albert. And Luz is like, what? What do you mean? He has an owner. He needs to go back to Ida. She's like, no. She told me everything. He told me everything he did. You're being mean to him. You hurt him. You weren't, just being an awful owner, which is completely true. And they do like this little eye glow thing, and that's how they like communicate. So I'm assuming it's like a mental telepath type thing. She's not going to let her have it. And she's like, oh, you have to, she's like, oh, come on, let me prove myself to him that I do care about him. She's like, oh, you have to do these trials. Like, I'm like, oh, is this the freaking trials of Hercules? Luz has to do all these things. And Willow's like, oh no, no one has ever beaten her trials. She's like world famous for like having the worst, hardest trials and no one could ever beat them.
Trials?
Luce, the Bat Queen is well known for her impossible trials. I've never heard of anyone winning against her.
Keep that in mind because it doesn't make any sense. So she's like, no, I have to do it. I got to do it for Albert. It's the right thing to do. It's my fault. I hurt him and I have to get this back for Ida. Very admirable of Luce to want to make up for her wrong. She screwed up and she's going to do this test, these trials, these impossible trials that no one could ever beat. Oh, she's so hard. Oh, you can't even survive. Why say stuff like this and then follow it up with ridiculously stupid crap? She wraps up Gus and Willow saying, no one can help you. You got to do them on your own. You have to milk the spider cow. And she chases her around. I guess she did it because it doesn't show her do it. And it gets the next one. Oh, you have to get these wasps' nest out of here. Oh, it's a giant wasp. Oh, it's so scary. Gus keeps breaking out, but he keeps getting wrapped up. That's like a recurring joke. Okay, it's kind of funny. Oh, you have to wash the babies. And she's like scrubbing the babies and like they're cheering for her. She's like, no, I have to do this on my own. I got to prove to Albert that I care about him. I'm going to do all these trials because I screwed up. And then look at the babies. Oh, they're so cute, but they get all scary again. These are the impossible trials. These are the things that nobody can do. That they're so hard. And unless she wanted her to win, but then later that she didn't. So why bring up this piece of information that these trials are impossible if they're just like doing chores? I don't get. This is where this episode fails. Is it didn't have to be the trials of Hercules, but it needed to be a little more difficult. Maybe something where she can use some magic. She does no magic. My God, when's this girl ever going to learn any magic? Get back to the really stupid part, the king part. There's Ida eating more random things because remember, owls just eat planks of wood. King's getting really upset with her. You need to listen to me. And he starts to kick her, and then she gets angry at him, and she's going to attack him. He throws the potion at her to like, okay, turn back to regular Ida, but it doesn't work. Like, this potion's not working anymore. He gets all tangled up in like the ropes and stuff, and then we hear like a siren. I'm like, oh, someone called the freaking the guards, something. It's just animal control. Here's the thing, it's not an animal, it's a demon. Like they would think it was a monster. They're so big on calling all these things demons. This isn't like a loose dog or a wolf or something, or even like a coyote or a fox. This is like a gigantic hell beast that could have killed those children. But it's those one beast hunter guys, and I guess the only job they can get is this animal control job. They show up, and I'm like, oh, we're going to have a cool little battle because these guys have magic. It's going to eat as this giant beast. If you were expecting something awesome, you're not going to get it. They just put her in a net, and they win. That's it. Ida did nothing. She did absolutely nothing. She didn't jump at him. She didn't attack him. She didn't spew a magic fireball. She didn't fly in the sky. They didn't chase her through the city. They just put up the net and catch her, and she puts up no fight. For a mid-season finale, this is pretty awful. King tries to help, but he's still tangled up in the net. He can't do it. We get back to Luce, and she's like, okay, I did all your stupid trials. I need Albert back. Let him come back to me. She's like, no. One more trial. You have to defeat me. And I'm like, oh, here we go. It's going to be a fight. I'm like, this giant hell beast of a monster thing is going to destroy her because she's like famous for being this powerful demon, all these amazing stuff. 14-year-old girl remember how she has no strength? Zero strength. Beats this thing. Starts jumping all over at her and then Luce is running away. He's like, oh my goodness. She gets her friends loose because like, okay, now this is beyond doing trials. This is like, she's trying to kill me. But the little babies attack him. So it's just going to be Luce versus Bat Queen.
I'll hold him off with my flag. No, that was a bad plan.
They start fighting, but then she gets knocked to the ground. How much does the Bat Queen weigh? A ton? Like freaking 1,000 pounds? She jumps on Luce, but she puts up the staff and like holding her back with the staff. Remember how Luce was a weakling that couldn't lift a lever in the first episode? That's how weak she was. She can fight off this 1,000-pound hell beast just with her skinny little twig 14-year-old girl arms. This is the crap I can't stand. Write it better. Have it to where she ran away and she got stuck like in between rocks or something, but she shouldn't be able to physically push her back. Whew. She notices that the Bat Queen has one of those little key symbols that Albert had. So she belonged to someone. She was created. She wasn't born. She was made for a staff, a Palisman. And then Luz is like, whoa, you're a Palisman? Get back to Special Idiot King. He's feeling bad that she got captured. Then that kid with the boogers is like, so now King has a rival? Does every character in the show have to get a freaking rival? Basically saying you can go after your friend or you can you have to give up your throne here. And of course King does the right thing. He goes, oh, I'm going after Ida. Like, why is it even a thing? Why even have this thing? Just have him go after Ida. Chases after her, jumps in there, and he's trying to save her. And he's like, hey, Ida, I guess that potion didn't work? And he's trying to like get her to snap out of it. Remember when he screamed like a little girl and that made her laugh? That brings you back. He screams like a little girl, and it makes Ida, or turns the beast Ida back into regular Ida.
Wait a sec, Ida loves my rage squeal. Like this.
So tiny, so angry.
What sense does that make? It's not magical. At least when it happened the first time, Luce used like that light spell, and I thought, okay, because Al's light, it's gonna hurt her eyes, and it shocked her out of her beast mode. But this is just him shrieking like an idiot. Ida's like, what the hell is going on? Where am I? And then he tries to lie. He's like, oh, I don't know. So I woke up and we're both in here. They blow their way out of there, and of course Ida's just regular Ida now. So like, oh, did you see that monster? It looks like you. She's like, nope. She just walks away. We get back to Luce, and she's like, whoa, what happened? You're a Palisman? Don't you belong to someone? And I guess we get some backstory here, which is nice. We don't really know this character that much, but it's nice. She's like, yeah, I don't know if her owner died or if he got tired of her and just let her go. They're like, we don't know the backstory, but she got abandoned. And so she protects all the lost Palismans that get, took either, like I said, either the owners got killed or they just got tired of them and just thought, let them go, just whatever. So she protects them all. So that's why she was protecting Albert so much, because she thought, oh, this is another abandoned one. But we see a bunch of different ones. We got a snake and, a frog, it's like a dragonfly, a monkey looking dude. Pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of them. So Ida's like, oh, not Ida, but Luce is like, okay, I understand you now, but Albert has a home and Ida loves him and he loves Ida. You can't keep him. You can't kidnap him. But she's still angry at her. No, she's staying with me. And this is where I wish Luce would have done like one of her light spells or did something. No, she literally just cowers in fear, and then Albert gets in between them and she does a little light glow thing and lets her know that, oh, I do care about them. And I like how we don't know exactly who she's talking about, but I'm assuming she means both. It's like, oh, you care for her. So I'm assuming Albert here cares for Luce and cares for Ida. And King and Hootie to a lesser extent. So she lets them go and her, take your stupid little friends with you. Then I'm like, oh, this is an interesting little backstory. And I really, really like this line.
Bat Queen, do you know what happened to your owner?
It has been thousands of years. I have forgotten.
If you ever want to search for the truth, I'll help you.
Thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. See, this is the stuff that's golden. That's a 10 out of 10. I love it. But all that other crap, it's just, bleh. It's like, well, thank you. I'll think, basically I'll think about that. Now go back home. So they make it back home, and then Luce puts a little Band-Aid on Albert. So now he's part of the boo-boo buddies. So we got King, Luce, and Albert, all boo-boo buddies. I want to be a boo-boo buddy. Ida shows back home, and she's like, oh, geez, what the hell is going on here? And he's like, hey, Albert, why are you off the staff? And then he lies, oh, she went to take me to get ice cream. It's like, well, that's a freaking lie. She knew that wasn't the truth. So Albert lied for her, and then, they're buddies or whatever. I like how Ida gets back to her room, and she's like, oh, she coughs up because all the stuff that she ate stole in her belly. It would have killed her. But she coughs up the potion, like, oh my goodness, the potion didn't work. And then, so we got that problem. So Ida's going to have to double dose or get a stronger potion or figure out how to break this curse altogether. We get to the Bat Queen, and she just gets her babies, and she kind of gives them little, that you're going to read them a story, but she gives them book pages and they go to sleep. I thought we were going to get some backstory right here, but no, it's just kind of a cute little thing. She has her hair in curlers. Okay. But yeah, mid-season finale, huge disappointment. I'm not angry. I am disappointed because I know people, it's a show for little kids, but you can do cool things. You can have a good fight scene because they already had a really cool fight scene. You can do that. The trials that Luz went through were stupid and idiotic, and how in the world is this an impossible task? I do like the fact that we get some backstory to the Bat Queen and more story about Ida's curse. I want to see a story of Luz and the Bat Queen going on this adventure to solve wherever she came from, or find her old owner, probably dead. It's not, but it was a giant, so I don't know. Certain mythology giants live a long time too. Maybe he's in a big slumber. But yeah, 10 episodes in, you gotta start giving me some good episodes. These okay episodes or bad episodes with good parts, we got to do better. The story could go somewhere, and it just falls short so many times. Yeah, here's to next week. Maybe, hopefully, we get a better episode.
Somebody gave it to me. I don't know who, and I don't care because I'm fine, all right?
Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.